I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable.
I am unbeatable. Couple minutes no score. Every time they wanna clash, the winners kicking through the door. I am unbeatable. Chances running out of stock, and we're running out the clock. I fail once, never stop. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah.
We have 3 games for you this Sunday right here on the British Basketball League YouTube channel. First up, the Play Sport Arena in East Kilbride hosts the Bristol Flyers as they travel to face second in the league, Caledonia Gladiators. It's 1-1 in the league so far this season, with each team winning on home court. So calling this one is Dan Routledge and Azania Stewart.
Thank you very much, Jeanette. Yes, indeed. Welcome to East Kilbride. Caledonia Gladiators going head-to-head with the Bristol Flyers and Azania. Caledonia obviously have the disappointment of losing their trophy crown last weekend. They'll be looking to bounce back in league play.
Yeah, you know, I got to watch them live in Birmingham, which was fantastic. Was up 15, so they're going to be looking to bounce back today.
Well, certainly will. Let's have a look at the starting fives, and the big news as far as Caledonia are concerned. No Ian DeBose in the lineup here today, so a little thinner on the bench than they ordinarily would be, but the starting 5 remains the same. At the other end of the floor, yet more injury concerns for Coach Kapoulas as Leslie Smith becomes the latest one ruled out for them, joining Graham Bell. But they do have a starting 5 that looks pretty similar to the starting 5 they had at the beginning of the season, so there is some upside to them. Zania, a couple of guys you wanted to have a look at, the guys who joined mid-season, Mike Bothwell for the Caledonia Gladiators into the starting lineup and starting to look comfortable now.
Yeah, comfortable. That's his average on the screen there. But, you know, like you said, he hasn't been playing very many games. But for me, 17 points, 6 rebounds and 4 assists. He played 32 minutes in that trophy semi-final, looking for a bigger role and is doing well.
And at the other end of the floor in the trophy campaign, they brought back Levi Bradley to the Bristol Flyers.
Yeah, Bristol Flyers obviously struggling with injuries, so having a guy like him who has been in the system just slots right in. He had 12.6 rebounds and played 24 minutes in their European game, so he's doing well also.
He is, and it helps that he knows Coach Kapoulas and the system, and these two guys are ready to go head-to-head. We will have the tip-off right after this break. Welcome back to East Kilbride, where they're on their feet as they always are at the start of the game here, supporting their team till they get that first score on the board, hoping it won't take too long, and looking to get things back underway in the regular season. These two teams, Josh Bowe, Neil McKelvey and John Paul Heron, our three officials for tonight as the Fives make their way out onto court.
I've been at a game where, you know, you stand up until the first bucket and waited 3.5, 4 minutes.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it myself as well. They do it at Caledonia. Have done it for years, back to the Rocks days as well. But they used to do it at Worthing as well. The old Bears team back in the day used to stand until their team scored. We are up and underway, and not the cleanest jump ball you've ever seen, but it's won by the Flyers. And a quick attack, but missed everything there, Lucas. Here's Paliza. Back to Bothwell. Onwas with the handover. First touch of the ball for Whelan. Trying that bounce pass, deflected away by Green, and it'll be an end-line ball with 5 on the shot clock. Whelan curling around the screen. Needs to get it away here. Under pressure, gets the shot up, but it's short. And Green with the rebound. Lucas up top. Over to Thomas Edward. Thought about the three, puts it on the floor instead. Green with the mid-range, and he knocks it down.
Splashes it in, and I really like Brad Green. Literally averages a double-double, #1 in the league for rebounds. Does his work early.
Well, trying to jump over the top there was Lucas, but he ended up jumping right into Paliza, committing the first foul of the game. Bothwell thought about the three, gets it into Ali Hodgic off the back of the iron. It's at this point that the fans standing up start to go, oh no, when are we going to score? There's Green again on the offensive glass, tipping it in.
I started something, the jinx, didn't
You
I?
did, yeah. You spoke
Put
it
it out
into
there.
existence.
Yeah, it's been happening to us a lot recently.
Here's Onwas trying to get those points on the board, and he does, much to the appreciation of the home fans.
Onwas, wonderful.
But quick transition, and really that's a cardinal sin on a made score, although Caledonia trying to do it right back, and they're going up and down here. Onwas can't lay it home. Johnson open for 3 off the iron, and that's going to be a push in the back, I think. Is it? Well, it's Paliza who I think the foul has gone against. He was saying, I ended up on the floor, ref. Somebody shoved me.
He's pleading his case.
Yeah,
Let's have a look.
Heron not too interested. Let's see what we can see here. Well, yeah, he does seem to
Get pushed in the back by Thomas Edwards, no?
but I think his push was probably more egregious than the one that bumped him.
Right, okay.
Potentially, that's my guess. Green spinning, going to the hook, missing it, and there's foul on the rebound as well. And this time it does go against the Flyers with Thomas Edwards' call for it. Bothwell with possession. Caledonia trying to get the scoreboard ticking here. 2.5 minutes in, just one basket to show for it. Bothwell penetrates, dishes it off. Oh, Ali Hodgic misses from close range.
Really needs to get that one in. Those little bunnies around the rim.
Well, Bristol have been able to get to the basket with ease here in the first couple of minutes.
Well, this is their style of basketball. They like to go fast in transition, always head down, attacking the rim.
Whelan under pressure. That was a good job by Johnson to be in the way without committing a foul. He's running the floor here, and he does eventually get the reward. Ooh, Paliza with the foul, and that will be 2 free throws.
Really nice pass. Look at this. Pretty much a no look, but gets tipped. And good fake by him.
Well, Gareth Murray not happy with the opening 3 minutes or so of this one. He's had to call a timeout, and Zania, I think it's at both ends of the floor, he won't be too happy.
Yeah.
Number one, his team can't get any points on the board, and number two, Bristol have been getting all the way to the basket pretty easily.
I think they're looking a little sluggish, in my opinion. They haven't played since last weekend, and maybe they just need this timeout, talk about it, an injection of energy, and they can come out better. But if they, you know, keep going like this, it's going to be a long day at the office.
Well, it is, because Bristol, they're not the best shooting team in the world, he says politely, but they crash the glass. But the thing is, if you let them get to the rim and get the easy points and they shoot 50% from the floor, it is going to be a really long night. I always think if they get above 40% from the floor, they're going to win because of the way they offensive rebound as well.
And a stat that was really concerning for me, excuse me, in London, they had 0 fast break points. Dan, that was, you know, something that really stuck out when I look back. How did you let a 15-point lead go against London, and then they only had 2 points, second chance points? And for them, if they really want to get over that hump and keep pushing and putting teams away, those are small things that you can do to be better.
Well, it's been a while since we've been involved in regular season play, but you remember that these two teams both have eyes on a top 4 spot. Obviously, Caledonia a level with Cheshire on 13-8 record. Bristol, with all the injuries they've had, are just down at 500. But it's one of those things that the gap between Caledonia in second and whichever Leicester, Bristol and Sheffield you want to put in 7th is only 2 games. It's only 2 wins. So there could be a lot of movement in the mid-table area as the season goes on. Bothwell almost loses it. Good hands from Lucas, but it will stay with Caledonia. It's into Ali Hodgic. Looking for something. They're just a little static, isn't it? It's very unlike Caledonia. They usually move the ball well. Everybody knows where they're supposed to be, and
it's a lot of standing still.
Yeah.
It's like they're not communicating about what play they want to run, or maybe they're in a little bit of a Sunday haze.
The old Sunday lunch sitting heavy in the stomach, I think, at the minute, the way they're playing. A little slip here from Johnson, and Onwas dives on him to wrap it up. Johnson's like, is that not a foul, ref? Onwas, like he was going over the top in the rugby yesterday. You can see he's there trying to get his hands on the ball, and the possession arrow will give it to Caledonia. Coach Kapoulis will be pretty pleased with the way his team started. They've obviously had 10 days off since their last game, a great victory in the ENBL, which has seen them into the playoffs. So huge congratulations for them in their first season playing it in a European competition. Here's Onwas from behind the 3-point line, doesn't go.
Yeah, and they won that game pretty convincingly.
Pretty easy,
yeah.
I watched it. It was a very
86,
comfortable,
63, yeah.
very comfortable game for them, and they'll fancy their chances in the playoff stages of that competition.
I'd like Whelan to get going for me. I think he's just been a little bit, you know, quiet. There you go.
There you go, right on cue.
Yeah. Gosh, look at us.
Well, they needed something. That's only their second basket of the first 5 minutes here. Green again getting close. Thomas Edwards with the rebound. They're looking for Green inside. The pass isn't there because of Alec Hodgic. Lucas turns the corner, slightly stumbling and able to finish through the foul. Tough finish there, and he'll go to the line for a bonus.
Talking about a rugby tackle, look at this. Slips, catches it, and then Ambroise pretty much slaps him down. Does a good job finishing as well, so he'll go to the line.
Well, Johnson's going to get a little breather here as he sits down. Lucas trying to convert the three-point play midway through the first quarter. Rims out, and eventually Onwas grabs the rebound. Bothwell has to hook it over Green. Comes all the way out to Poliza for three, off the mark. Green gets the rebound. Green on the roll, leaves his man on the deck, and Coach Kapoulis gives him a flop warning. I don't think the referees did.
His little sign on the side, didn't he? Lovely floater. Brad Green.
Poliza. Again, a lot of dribble here, which is very unlike Caledonia. The ball normally pops a little smoother. They've got work to do here, down 11 with 4 minutes to play. Coach Gareth Murray's going to get a chance to talk it over with them. We'll be right back after this break. Well, welcome back to Play Sport. It's not been a great start for the home fans. The team have struggled a little bit to this point. Gareth Murray hoping to get things turned around, but they just haven't quite looked themselves, have they, Azania?
No, really stagnant in their offense. A lot of dribbling, no real movement. So hopefully, in that timeout, we could draw up and they can execute here.
Well, Poliza gets his feet in the paint, and that's the first decent look that he's had. Jacob. Ollison fires up the three and hits the bottom of the net.
Dead center. Lovely little shot from him. Bristol just putting on the waves of offense on Caledonia. They need to wake up before they find themselves in a massive hole.
Well, that's the problem, isn't it? By the time you get started, you might be 20 down. Here's Whelan trying to get them going in the right direction, cuts it to 10. Harrison going the opposite way, has a lot of room for the three, can't knock it down. Moore doing a good job, but it's poked away by Jacob, thrown back to him, and he will get the reward of his steal.
Wonderful work from Jacob, little sneaky steal behind. Just putting in a shift right now, Bristol on the road. Look, they're just locked in, they're focused. I like this Bristol.
Bothwell for three. Moore with the rebound, and Clifton Moore Jr. gets his first points of the game.
Neat little jump shot. And Moore Jr. has seen himself in and out the lineup the last couple of games. Just a solid post player for Caledonia.
Bradley backing down to the spin. Moore getting the rebound. They needed some help on the glass because Green had been gobbling up all the rebounds. Paliza for three, and they feel like they're going now, Caledonia.
There we go. Thank you, Caledonia. The fans like it too. They needed that.
Mollison just straddling the three-point line on that shot off the mark. Whelan kicks it forward. Paliza resets for three. Not this time. And it's tipped out of bounds off a Bristol hand and will stay with the Gladiators.
He's looking a little out of breath, hands on the knees. Played all of this first quarter.
Well, he's not one of the substitutions out, so he's going to have to keep going. Here's Johnson, who's just come into the game.
I was never afraid to ask for a sub. I would look my coach dead in the eyes and say, get me out of here.
Oh. I'm Azania Stewart, get me out of here.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
I would look and do the little the cross to say sub. Yeah, I wasn't afraid because I just feel like if I'm tired, there's somebody else on the bench who's feeling fresh. Give me a good 2 minutes and get me back in.
Well, the question is when you were sat there and you said, I'm ready to go back in, did they put you back in as quickly as they took you out? That's the question. Onwas is able to score down low. Pass a little low. Green able to pick it up, hooks it from about 13 feet, but it's short. Onwas has the size here against Jacob, trying to use it, gets his shot away, and the foul is called. He will go to the line. A chance here to make it a three-point game. They were down by as many as 12.
Much better pace here. I like this mismatch kind of in strength, but that fake, good job by Onwas. But much better Caledonia. They're just moving better in offense, but also a faster pace, really pushing it in transition. And that's the style that really suits them.
Well, Paliza has got his breather now as he sits down. Malcolm into the game.
Playing 9 minutes straight is tough. That's pretty hard to do. You can see Onwas is perspirating a lot.
He misses the front end of two. Makes the second. It's a 4-point gap between the teams with a minute to go in the opening quarter here at Play Sport. Johnson getting right through the heart of the defense. There's Bradley on the offensive glass to put it back.
Look at that. As soon as he gets the rebound, bounces right back up.
Sideline possession. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Whelan out out to Malcolm. Foul is called against Johnson. And they're over the limit, Bristol, so that'll be 2 free throws.
Let's have a look at this foul. Ah, there it is. He's had the hand on the waist, but then as he's ripped through, the hand is now slapped across the other 2 arms.
It's the explanation that pretty much mirrors what's just been given to Johnson there.
Do you think I'll be a good ref?
I think you could do it, Azania. I really do.
I do too, but just the running up and down is what I can't do.
There's two former players on the court today in referee shirts.
Yeah.
Neil McKelvey and John Paul Heron, both played in the British Basketball League many years ago. They didn't get masses of minutes. They weren't superstar players like you, Azania, but they played.
Yeah, the refereeing part is quite tough. Very, very tough. I just think because you're the away team in every place you go.
Yeah,
you
it's
always
true.
get
It's true. Yeah,
so much slack for.
Yeah. Doesn't matter what you call as well. Both coaches will moan at you for the same call.
Yep.
Here's Whelan trying to get it to a 1-possession game, which is a good return for Caledonia, given how slowly they started, although he's kind of lost the ball and it's stolen away. And there's time here to chase it back and laid in with the shot blocker right there. But Johnson is able to finish that one, and Caledonia in a little bit of a hole here. Bristol playing well on the road. We're at the end of the quarter. I'm just wondering, there's a warning there. I was just checking there wasn't a technical foul, but there was a warning. So we will take our break. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to East Kilbride, where Andreas Kapoulis and his team lead by 6, and you would say they were definitely the better team in that first quarter, so probably deserve a 6-point lead.
Really aggressive. They got to what they wanted. They shared the ball, attacked the rim.
Well, almost coming up with the steal there. Raf Thomas Edwards just looking at the referee like, is that not a foul?
I had a nice conversation with him actually on Friday. He's getting into his commentary game. He's done his second colour comms, so I was just having a nice little conversation with him. He takes a shot and giving him some advice. He felt like he couldn't get what he wanted to say out in time.
It's always the challenge when you first start to sort of like get everything you're thinking.
Yeah. I said it's the first time you have to think, listen and talk at the same time.
There's more at the top of the key. Back to Ollison. Bristol in no rush right here. Here's Johnson. Bradley, you've got to get all the way out to Levi Bradley. He is a pretty good three-point shooter. Moore was half a step off him there. They got a little lucky on that one.
Omwaz is going to need an ice bath after tonight's game because, well, this afternoon, it's only 3:30. But he's already hit the deck a couple times already.
Well, he always looks like he enjoys the physicality of the game,
yeah,
doesn't he?
he does. He does sacrifice his body, dives on the floor. It does hurt after a while.
Yeah. That's why you've got to befriend the masseuse. Make sure you're first one on the bed.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Bothwell round the screen. A little hesitation. Still looking for room. There isn't any there. Out to Moore, driving to the basket off the mark, and yet another rebound for Brad Green, his 7th of the game. Jacob.
Double-double.
Yeah, I think he might have a double-double by halftime. Bothwell slowing it down, takes the foul, and he'll go to the line for 2. And that's one thing that you look back at Bothwell's college career when he signed here, try and see what it is he was going to bring. He did seem to be a guy that got to the free throw line a lot, which generally means he attacks the basket a lot.
Yep.
And we've seen a bit more of that as he's settled into life here in Caledonia.
Yeah, because his first couple of games, I was a little unsure. I was like, oh, I'm not sure if this is a good fit for them. But really is taking on the role and as an aggressor and can score and get to the free throw line. Is a good pickup for them, especially, you know, they got rid of some players and the boss going down and in and out of the lineup. So just somebody solid that's strong, can look after the ball, but then also can distribute to teammates, but also score.
Well, because the other thing is, obviously, they were playing a lot of Whelan at the point, and that takes him away from what he brings to the game. So it sort of frees him up a little bit as well. If you've got a point guard who can play big minutes. Here's Jacob. Samuels backs away, yeah. Well, he's open now, so he fires up the 3 off the iron. And Bothwell got a hand on that, but not the last hand because it's a Caledonia ball. Bothwell has the screen, goes around it, looking to get into the key. Can't convert. Green with the long outlet pass. What a pass that is. Super assist from Brad Green.
Baseball pass right on the money. Love that, especially when you can just go straight into your layup steps.
Is that an offensive foul? The referees looked like they were calling an offensive foul, and then we're having a quick word. But yeah, an excellent outlet pass.
He threw that with, didn't look very strong. He just kind of let it go. But he is a strong lad.
Bristol still leading this one by 6. 2:20 into the second quarter. Bradley's pass is deflected, but he's able to recover. Drive in under pressure. Gets his own rebound. He's going to determined to give the ball away there, wasn't he? Here's Bothwell. Uri's stepping his way to the hole, and it came off him last, so it will go back the other way.
Happy about it. Get the pleasure of seeing.
I think that's a good call.
Yeah.
Looked like he slapped down off his knee and out of bounds.
Do you need a referee t-shirt?
No, I really don't. I really don't.
Just have to wind you up.
Here's Johnson in the corner. That's out of bounds.
Shoot that first one.
My refereeing expertise of when I watch it back on replay, I go, oh yeah, that was a good call.
Yes. The easiest job in town to do that. But it is difficult. It's you know, you've got to be in shape. You've got to make split decisions. And then you've also got the crowd and the coaches and the players telling you what you did wrong or right.
Wrong, yeah. Here's Kyle Johnson from the mid-range, knocking it down.
Nice little crowd, Caledonia. Wonderful thing to do on a Sunday.
Yeah. Sell out here at Play Sport. Malcolm get called for a foul there. You can see he said, I got the ball, ref. Kind of flies under the radar a little bit, Fraser Malcolm.
Yeah, he
but
does.
Boy, he does
job.
a lot of really good things for this team, doesn't he?
He does.
I mean, you think of him knocking down corner threes, and obviously that's what catches the eye, but he does an awful lot of really good things for the Gladiators.
And, you know, he's built that trust with Coach Gads, and he gets more and more minutes.
And he deserves them as well. And Ollison able to convert off the glass. Ali Hodges looking to back down, using his good footwork, but not quite enough on the shot. Samuels, rather awkward looking shot from the elbow. Ali Hodges has done well here to get this deep. Still has some work to do, but able to score.
Finally gets one to drop. Did his work early. Took the hit from Brad Green.
Johnson for three, knocks it down.
Made a great angle of that. Nice three-point shot. Just keep coming on, and now a little bit of a full court press, but Bothwell breaks that easy.
Yeah, dealt with that one himself, didn't he? Just his change of pace. Tough shot from Polizia. He got some contact on it though, so he will shoot two.
Just hands behind the back, walking up and down. Here we go. That's foul. Yeah. Brad Green just slapped his shooting hand as he shot it, and referees are all over that this season.
Caledonia hanging about, you would say. They've certainly not been at their best in the opening 15 minutes, but they trail Bristol by only 5.
Sticking around, that's all you need.
And that's the thing, is at some point you know it'll come back to you and you'll have your moment to be on top. You just don't want to be too far away. That's going to be an offensive foul against Levi Bradley, using that off arm to push him away. It is 26-31 in favor of the Bristol Flyers, and a timeout has been called. So we'll be right back after this break. Well, Brad Green averages around about 10 rebounds per game. He's got 10 rebounds already in this one. And he's not far off a double-double before half-time.
Double-double green machine.
Yeah, indeed.
You like that one?
I do.
Thank you.
Caledonia just trying to find their full rhythm. They've done enough so far, I think, is as much as I'd say. Here's Whelan. Can he get them going? Cross-court pass to Paliza. Sets his feet for three. Rebound comes out to Johnson. Ollison fires up the triple. Pass was a little ahead of him. Another offensive rebound. Whelan's going to get called for the foul there. He can't quite believe it. I think it's one of those where it's a bang-bang, two players colliding. Whoever gets their hands on the ball first gets the benefit of the whistle.
Yeah, there it is.
First foul of the game on Whelan. Johnson a long way into the shot fake, misses when he does shoot. Bothwell is fouled from behind, and once again he will go to the free throw line. Caledonia only 26 points in the first 16 minutes. 7 of them have come from the free throw line. When you're shooting 34% from the floor, it can be a way of keeping things ticking along.
Much better job though if they want to keep chipping away at this lead. Bristol has built, just need to be aggressive. I like that little baseline drive that Bothwell takes. Puts pressure on the referees, gets himself back to the line. And also the clock isn't moving, so great.
Well, he's 4 for 4 now from the free throw line. And the gap is down to 3. Lucas in an awkward spot, helped out by Green. Nice pass. He looked like he was going to fall out of bounds there, but he found a cutting Ollison.
What patience by him. Just wait that extra split second.
Hodgic looks at his feet, thought about the three. Onwas took advantage of this matchup a little earlier and trying to do so again, but this time it doesn't go. Ali Hodgic with the rebound, and Jacob commits the foul. His second.
I don't think anyone in today's game has thought that they fouled.
No.
Everyone has turned to the referee and gone, ah, ref, can't believe it.
Well, basketball players in general, not the most likely to agree with officials when it goes against them. You can see the fouls mounting up a little bit for Bristol, with Lucas and Jacob and Bradley all on 2 and Thomas Edwards on 3.
They got to adjust
Yeah.
that. If you can see that the referees are calling it quite tight and, you know, tick-tacky fouls, you've got to move your feet, get your hands out.
Caledonia 6 fouls in the game, but 6 different players, and you see Jacob still a little frustrated as he goes to the bench. Dolphy came in for Jacob, on to Johnson. Johnson, I think he was hoping for a foul there. It wasn't a great shot if the whistle doesn't come. But stolen right. Oh, nearly turned over. Ollison's able to keep it in play. Landolfi in the corner for 3, rims out. Paliza back iron, comes all the way back to him though. This time he tosses it up. It's just about saved, but Caledonia have it. And Patrick Whelan is absolutely wide open. There's only one result there.
No, he's not going to miss many of those. Wide open, has enough time to set his feet, and they call a timeout.
Well, the lead was as many as 12, but it's down to a point now after Patrick Whelan hits a 3. And what you would say from Caledonia's point of view, if they get to half-time and the game is in this sort of possession, sometimes it's better just to let it go out of bounds, you know, because he's obviously saved that. It's hit the backboard, but it's ended up in Whelan's hands for an open 3.
Yeah, your defense doesn't have time to get in place.
Well, this is the first of a triple header in the British Basketball League here today. Coming up at 4:30, London Lions taking on the Plymouth City Patriots. Of course, the Patriots beat the Lions at the Pavilions earlier this season. And then the trophy champions return home for the first time since their win last weekend. Cheshire Phoenix taking on the Newcastle Eagles. That game is at 6 o'clock, both, of course, here on the British Basketball League YouTube channel. Make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss any of the action.
And with us, we're working.
Indeed,
yeah.
we'll be back for that.
So a great Sunday afternoon and evening. Mr. Dan Routledge, always a pleasure.
Todd Harris and Kylan Nelson will be bringing you London against Plymouth.
And Nelson, one brother's playing and sister's commentating. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. See if she's got any insider gossip to give. Childhood stories or something.
I wonder if she's going to give him a hard time. I think I would.
I think, yeah, if I was commentating on my sibling, I certainly would. Police have batted that away and gets the benefit of a ricochet because Caledonia will get the ball back and a chance to take the lead. They haven't led at all in this first half. Whelan gives it to Ali Hodgic. He comes back out to Bothwell late in the shot clock. Needs to get it away, and he beats the buzzer with a mid-range jumper.
Right on time. Elevates high in that jump shot. Great shot by him. He's finally taken the lead.
Yeah, Caledonia haven't been great in this first half, but they have their first lead. And didn't last long as Brad Green puts Flyers back ahead.
You can definitely feel the momentum has come.
Yeah.
Caledonia in this second quarter, where it was all Flyers in the first.
Nice pass. Omar finds Ali Hodgic, who lays it in. Foul court as well. So an extra free throw coming for him.
Nice aggressive dribble. Finish with the left hand.
Keely Johnson with the second foul, so he's the latest Flyers player. Lucas, Johnson, Jacob and Bradley all on 2. Thomas Edwards on 3. There's nobody on Caledonia's end of the floor on 2 fouls. Looking for options, finds Lucas. Samuels fires the 3, pulled in by Onwas. Spinning away. Great ball movement, and they get the points at the end of it. Paliza with the corner 3.
Yes, and you can see the energy. Paliza, he knows that's a big shot in the corner. He loves a corner 3. Energy's definitely swung finally back into Caledonia's hands.
Well, Bristol forced into a timeout. Great spin, avoids the contact. Whelan, extra pass, and they're up 5. And we were saying earlier on that Caledonia was sort of hanging on. They weren't quite in their rhythm. But that's what you got to do when you're not playing well. And I said, sometimes it will come back to you.
Yep.
And you just need to be in a position to take advantage of it. They were. They didn't let the game get away from them. And now they're playing well. They've got on top.
It's a 40-minute game, you know, and basketball is ups and downs and ebbs and flows. So for them, just making sure, I felt like Coach Gav took some timeouts at the right position and the right time to get his team back on the same page. And now you can feel the energy is in the arena and the fans are loving it. Sold out crowd, and they're behind their team.
Bristol doing what they normally do, you know, shooting into around 40%, getting offensive rebounds, pushing it when it's there to be pushed, but the foul trouble has maybe hurt them a little bit because it's, they've had to sit Thomas Edwards for a long time on 3 fouls, but also Caledonia have got 11 points from the free throw line. It's the thing that's kept them going. But Bristol will be sort of scratching their heads and saying, well, for a long stretch here, we were the better team, and yet we're down by 5.
It's Thomas Edwards. Maybe, you know, having 3 fouls definitely takes you out of your rhythm, especially when you have to sit. And you kind of, there's no way you don't think about those fouls when you come in the game. You're worried about picking up another one, and it just, yeah, it just knocks your rhythm.
Well, maybe an offense each here. If Bristol go quick, they can get a 2-for-1. Here's Green. Almost with the rebound. Bothwell blocked by Green. Green just stood him up, and then when he was on the way back down, swiped at the ball.
Yeah, great timing. Brick wall. Look at this, jumps up and down and then comes down. That's perfectly defended.
Yeah, Bothwell was hoping for an earlier swipe there, wasn't he? Almost trying to find his way through the gap, and Poliza's hit the deck. Bothwell's going to fire up the 3 off the mark, and I think Green had hold of Ali Hodgic there.
It's Green's 3rd foul.
No, he's actually one of them that isn't in foul trouble. That's
good.
his first.
Wonderful news.
You can see they've got their arms interlocked. Well, actually, it's gone the other way. It's gone the other way. Sorry, Ali Hodgic has been called for that foul, not Green. So Ali Hodgic sits down as the first Caledonia player to get to 2 fouls.
Yeah. And then we'll chat about it. Green stays on 0 fouls. Give him.
Well, shot clock is off, so Bristol can take the last one here. Moore with the block. And they've still got the ball, though, Bristol, with 1 second to go. It's lobbed out to Green for 3, and it's off the mark. Well, it's a half that started really well for the Bristol Flyers, but it finished even better for the Caledonia Gladiators. They have the 5-point lead here at the half. It's 40 points to 35 in favor of the home team, as Ania and I will break it all down right after this break. Welcome back to our coverage of the British Basketball League here on YouTube. Daniel Routledge and Azania Stewart with you. And Azania, that was a half of two halves. In the beginning, Caledonia really struggling, Bristol doing what they do. And then towards the end, Caledonia in the rhythm and Bristol struggling to score.
Yeah, hey, you're right. And I think Caledonia needed a little bit of an injection of energy, and their coach got them right. I did like what they were doing, where they were pushing the ball in transition and attacking the rim. That's their style. That looks much better by them.
Well, let's have a look at the numbers from the first half here. And, well, Bristol shooting the ball better despite having scored 5 points fewer, but the big issue for them is how Caledonia have got to the rim, because A, they've got 11 points from the free throw line, but B, Bristol have got in foul trouble. Yeah,
you're right, and that free throw, 84%. They've done a wonderful job getting to the rim and getting to the line, but that foul trouble for Bristol is going to be concerning that third quarter. They've got to stay disciplined and not pick up any early fouls.
And the Flyers want to make a couple of more threes in the second half. 18% in the modern game is a struggle to get things going. Let's have a look back at the highlights from this first half. And in the beginning, the story of the first half was Caledonia's struggle to score here because they couldn't get any points on the board in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, they were definitely still having a Sunday lay-in and sleep-in, because I just felt like they were real sluggish, but then they just got themselves going. But for me, Bristol were very good. You know, attack the pick and roll here, you see, getting to the rim. A whole two different teams, but this is what basketball is all about. The ups and downs and the roundabouts, and Bristol have to come out strong in the third.
Yeah, and the Flyers really, as you say, they were able to get to the rim with regularity and finish well and looked good, but couldn't really. They briefly led by 12, but they couldn't really get away when they were on top.
Well, Caledonia just stuck with it. I felt like they didn't go anywhere. They were consistent. They got defensive stops that they needed. But also, they're at home, right? Their home crowd is sold out. It's a lovely Sunday afternoon, and that's what they needed, just some energy plays to get the crowd in it and the adrenaline going.
And I guess from a Bristol point of view, what you'll say is, all right, fellas, we got to halftime. There's a load of you on two. We don't need to worry about that anymore. Let's go back to doing what we did in the first 5 minutes of this game.
Well, I think they also need to adjust to the refereeing. You know, they're all complaining, but it's all tip-tap fouls. So just make sure you're solid, get your hands out, move your feet, and do better in the third.
And Caledonia, you will feel like they've weathered their storm, if you like. They had their issues, now they're okay, just more of the same.
Yeah, it's a 40-minute game. You can't panic and come back out and do what you did in the first quarter.
Well, there was a couple of games on show yesterday. In a moment, we'll see Manchester against Cheshire. But first of all, it's Surrey against Leicester.
Well, that's one way to start it. Justin Robinson from downtown. Justin Robinson, second attempt at a triple, and it's good to go. Mackenzie looking for a reply, gets it to go.
And Mackenzie's, hey, I can do that too.
Oh my goodness, this is exactly what I want to see in the British Basketball League. Uses the screen from Jamieson on the roll, all alone, two-hand, throwing it down.
And that's what Jamieson does best.
Oh my goodness, Padilla went the 360 reverse layup. How'd he do that, Mike? How'd he do that?
Oh my Lord.
Allen. Going all the way. Oh my goodness, Padilla wax white. Not today, fella.
Not in my kitchen. Patty Wang says no thank you.
And there's a rejection on the other side of the floor. Idowu.
Anything you can do, I can do better.
Oh, and there's another one. Elliot Bailey this time.
Welcome to the block party. What is going on?
Come up with it. Mackenzie, Holmes, right-handed. Wang was trying to track back. Inside again, Okasieme with another alley-oop. Nice hands there from Mo Walker, reaching down low to stop the bounce pass. Quick Cooper though, for three, can't give him that. Padilla Wang. Oh, nice work from Wayne, throwing it up, rocking it to the left, finishing sweet. Teddy Allen from the corner. Lal, step back triple for him is good to go. Riders are continuing to make triple after triple. TJ Lal to the right hand for two.
Beautiful play from TJ Law there. Quinn Cooper with another big three there. We know he's dangerous.
Well, this one will be dribbled out. Lloyd Gardner making his way over to Rob Paternostro. Leicester Riders, too much for the Surrey Scorchers. Today, 104-84 the final score. Little laugh and a joke between those two coaches. Plenty of Cheshire Phoenix fans in the building. As always, they travel incredibly well as Stevens fires up another triple. He drives baseline, kicks it out. Stampley, he's going to let it go. And Stampley on the money. Oh, throwing it up there, Robertson. All right, kicks it out. Maceo Jack on the attack. In the second, Nick Lewis to the right hand, good to go for two. Nice work there. Holden threatening to shoot the three, and the defender didn't bite. Stevens knocks down another triple. That's his fourth of the game. Back to basket to the left hand and almost slips away from him. Robertin says, look, I'm gonna put this in. Holden finds Maceo Jack, driving to the right, driving inside, rejected by Jack.
Great defense there from Maceo Jack, able to stay with Lewis and get his hand on the ball.
And Maceo Jack knocks down the triple. Chopping it up, trying to find a way, and does eventually do that.
Oh.
Rideau calls the offense here. Behind the back. Out to Kristen, another triple for him. Why not? Cam Kristen has got 22 points personal. There is Holden, clean-up duty. Here's Walsh. Foul is called for Walsh. The bucket is good. Get behind your team. Here's Hudson inside. Oh! Lewis, step back, deep three. Oh, that's Nicholas Lewis. Here will finish off the game with 27 points personal, but it does not matter because the Cheshire Phoenix take the win, eventually by 10. The trophy champions march into the championship with a victory.
Welcome back to East Kilbride. Caledonia coach Gareth Murray will be coaching at the All-Star game, but who's going to be playing? Here's your chance to pick the team.
Game of basketball requires a high level of concentration, advanced physical skills, and a deep knowledge of strategy. It's also an unbeatable fun.
That's what I'm talking about.
Nothing beats unbeatable basketball.
Get it, boys.
Nothing beats high-flying dunks. Nothing beats three-pointer from deep. Wow! Woo. Nice. Nothing beats selecting your favourite players from the north and south. Nothing beats the best basketball entertainment. Watching the UK's best ballers. The sickest skills in the UK. It's the All-Star Game, baby. Unbeatable All-Stars. March 17th, London Copper Box. Woo!
Coming your way in March, the British Basketball League All-Star Game. We know Gareth Murray is going to be there. We know Petar Božić is going to be there. Zany is going to be there, of course.
I am. Live in action.
I think, yeah, and I heard you were in the dunk contest.
No, that's for sure. It's my birthday week.
Is it?
Yeah.
You have a whole week, do you?
A whole week, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so it'll finish in where are we going? Copper Box.
Copper Box, yeah. Well, meanwhile, at Play Sport, we're underway with the second half. It's Caledonia with the opening possession, leading by 5 on West. Nice pass. Gets it to much better start as Ali Hodgett scores. Much better start than the first half for Caledonia.
That's better. Caledonia come out with energy in the third quarter is the most important quarter for me.
Well, Bristol suddenly in a 7-point hole. What's their response? Lucas driving hard to the hole, off the mark. Bothwell, Uri stepping his way. Johnson would have taken the charge, but I think he was outside the, or inside the no charge circle as the secondary defender. He's going back, he's got his feet on the heel, on the line, so that's why there's no call.
That's what he's telling him. You would be a good referee, Dan. You know the game in and out, so many rules.
Yeah, but you've got to be, it's calling them quickly, isn't it? That's the thing. I've told the story to you before about the time I refereed my son's game at Sweden. It's blocked by Green. My son took a charge on the first play. I wasn't quite ready to call a charge, said play on. He wasn't happy with me. After about 30 seconds, I was like, actually, that was a charge. I should have called it. But here's Bradley inside, followed, doesn't go either. Police are taking it inside, tipped down, but only into the hands of Ollison. Little nibble down at the ball by Ali Hodgett, called for a foul.
Ollison with 11 points in that first half. Leads Bristol. That's a nice little foul and sells it. But it's the right call.
Johnson back to the elbow, turns the ball over again. Bristol a little careless, and Ali Hodgett's running the floor, getting some points off that turnover.
A whole different team, this Caledonia. They've come out. This is what we know them as. So when we saw them in that first quarter, we were just sitting here like, what is going on?
What is going on? Indeed, but Bristol have fallen far away from what they are. I mean, there's still offensive rebounding, but not enough second chance points for the number of offensive rebounds they've got. That's one of those things. I was,
Travel.
maybe, I might have called that one. Nice pass inside to Ali Hodgic. It's one of those things, as Coach Kapoulis is going to call a timeout. I always have, I'll have this debate with you. I've had it with Amro for the last couple of years.
Yep.
About Bristol and their offensive rebounding and how important that is to them. But they're the worst field goal shooting team in the league. So obviously they've got to be good at offensive rebounds because there's more missed shots out there. But the key to me is actually make the first shot. But he's always going on to me about the intention of offensive rebounding and the physicality of it.
Yes, and if I put myself in when I was playing, that's how I got my double-double.
Yeah.
That's how I scored, by people missing.
Yeah.
And I used to tell this to Holly Winterburn, and she used to get upset about her shots not going in. And I said, well, if you don't miss, how do I score?
How do I
get the rebound? So it's, you know, much bigger than a single game. But you're right, good debate, but no, I kind of like, I'm with Mr. Ant.
Mr. Ant, yes, indeed, with the offense. Most people are, to be fair. Most people.
It's
think
hard
I'm
work,
talking
though,
rubbish.
with rebounding.
But what it is it's the style, it's the identity of the team. So you know that you're in for a physical battle because they're going to go after it. And it's not just Green going after the offensive rebound. So guards come and crash.
And that's the hardest team to like box out when you've got small guys running in and crashing the boards. It's pretty tough.
Well, they've done what they normally do on the offensive glass here today. Driving through and a quick outlet. Here's Whelan, and he's able to lay it home. He wants a foul, and it's not coming his way.
Leave it. A good outlet pass again.
He's still asking the question about the foul. Here's Johnson, fires up the three, and he knocks it down. They needed that.
Yeah, it was only a matter of time before one of those fell in.
Apparently non-players wouldn't understand the whole offensive rebounding thing. It's only the likes of you and Ant that understand it. That's what he says. He loves you, he says.
Well, and also with rebounding, there's quite an art to it.
Yeah,
it's doing your work early and then knowing which way the ball's going to bounce. I know that sounds wild, but putting yourself in a good position to rebound and put it back in.
I'm also a little disappointed that he's forgotten my one British Basketball League appearance.
Who?
And he knows I played in one game. Well, sat on the bench for one
Like
game,
the
so
bus
that
is
makes
coming.
me a player.
All right. In whose world? Love that.
I looked good in the layup line before the game. I might not have come on, but it's technicality.
Oh, what counts?
The appearance is in the spreadsheet. That's the important thing, Azania.
A bunch of donuts across the stat line. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Coach Kapoulis and his team.
Well, they're only down 10.
Yeah.
It's not like it's too far to get away.
Fouls are still a bit of an issue. Johnson joins Thomas Edwards on three. But you're right, yeah, the sort of team that they have, you've got Jacob, you've got Ollison, you've got players like that who can
explosive.
Explode for three-pointers.
Or just get to the rim, you know, really quickly. They could add up a bunch of scoring really quick. So there's still a lot of game to be played, so they don't need to panic.
Foul called. Lucas down to Green, squares up, and he does knock that mid-range shot down with great regularity.
Yeah, and that makes a double-double.
Oh, he wasn't caught there on Was. He'd inbounded the ball, it ricocheted back to him, but you've got to have established yourself in play before you touch the ball. It's where you take off from, not where you land, if that is deemed to be where you are. Well, that's what they missed in the first half with him sat on the bench, isn't it, Thomas Edwards?
Good reverse layup.
Oh, they're struggling to inbound it again. Oh, another turnover. Well, he's gone a bit quick there, Lucas. But Caledonia are all of a sudden struggling just to find a teammate. Ali Hodzic.
Those two play really well together, don't they? They move off of each other, Ali Hodzic and Onwards, very well.
Blocked by Ali Hodzic, and he gets the rebound. Bothwell, extra pass, Whelan, and he lays it in, and again he says, oh, it's foul, grab. But again, he has to run back and play defense, and Paliza.
That's the first person.
One. Somebody's agreed with the call.
Yes, but that's a smart foul. His team is struggling to get back and just stop the transition play. Here we go. Could have been did he attack the ball? I don't know. Bit of a wait. They reset their defense and Bristol out of bounds.
Into Jacob. Bradley at the high post. Hands off to Ollison. Bradley spinning baseline, trying to force that pass in. Caledonia smuggle it away. Three ball goes up. It's a little short. Thomas Edwards with the rebound.
Great rebound. Jumped out the gym for that one.
Well, the pass to Bradley was probably a little bit late there. There's going to be a technical foul.
Easy, I could have called that one. Moaning, thinking that you're going to get fouled, complaining about the foul, where now the other team, Caledonia, is on the run 5-on-4 because you're still talking to the referee. That is my pet peeve in basketball.
Although, has he defensively stopped a fast break there? Because he's got a call for a technical. We'll work that one out during the break. It's 53-42. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Play Sport, where that technical foul was scored just before the timeout. So Patrick Whelan will go to the free throw line for one free throw.
Going back to my pet peeve, Dan.
Yeah.
Well, you said you think...
Well, no, I just asked the question because obviously he's got to stop there, hasn't he? Because it was going to be a layup for Caledonia. They were going to get 2 points.
But why I hate it is because you've made a mistake, you've turned it over, but then you're going to, you know, have a go at the referee, and that is the second mistake because now you're leaving your team out to dry. 5-on-4 down the other end.
Yeah. Although
Go on.
he stopped the fast break. If they score here, it's a really bad technical. Here's more. But they don't score, so they only got 1 point out of it, and they would have got 2. That's like a defensive save there. He saved his team a point. I wouldn't offer it up as a tactic, mind. Thomas Edwards driving to the basket, out of bounds, and it will be Caledonia ball. Well, you could see Raf there going, make a layup. Frustrated with himself. Whelan cycles it back out inside to Moore, who has the mismatch. Oh, but it's robbed away by Ollison. He says no mismatch.
Great defense by him, put the ball right in his pocket.
And he drives hard to the hole to get two.
I really do enjoy Ollison's style of play. Look at this, swipes down, snatches it, and then on a full run of the court, puts the burst on, the jets, and the finish. Lovely little play by him.
Well, they always say, don't bring the ball down where the little guys can get it, and that's exactly why. Bothwell, too strong. Omas is able to wrestle the rebound back, and Whelan for three, back iron. Moore this time comes down with it. Bothwell, under pressure, gets it out. Space in the corner for Johnson, he misses. And this time Bristol do get the balls. Oh, that was a little out of control there from Jacob. Whelan all the way to the basket.
I was gonna say, but I didn't want to, but once that free throw goes in for Whelan and he sees the ball go in, he always gets on fire.
That pass a little high even for Moore to pull in. He ends up throwing it away. A bit scrappy at the minute. Well, almost had his hand up like as if to say, I fouled him, ref. And it wasn't initially called, but there was a foul eventually, but it was against Bothwell on the spin. So Bristol Flyers going to the free throw line. A rare trip for them. We talked about the fouls in the first half. They had 11 points at halftime from the foul line, Caledonia, when they were hanging into the game. Jacobs not had his best shooting game of the season, just 3 points so far.
And sometimes you just need a free throw.
Yeah.
See the ball go through the net. As you're right, he has been struggling, especially just at the rim finishing.
Oh, he is a streaky guy. Once, as you say, sees the ball go through the net, suddenly confidence comes flooding back. Here's Moore under pressure, throws it over the rim. Johnson. Pass is a little out of the reach of Green. He's able to pull it back. There isn't room there, but there is a great play by Ollison to turn it into points. Whelan trying to shake off Jacob, but goes back to Bothwell instead. Whelan at the free throw line, off the mark. Thomas Edwards with the rebound. Ollison's going to let fly from behind the arc. Whelan trying to grab that rebound, but it comes out to Johnson. Shot clock low here as Green goes up more, and he takes the contact for 2 free throws.
Good job by Green, but a wonderful job by Bristol on the offensive glass, giving themselves extra possessions. Here's his post move. His body isn't strong, and Maybe might not have been a foul, but I couldn't see from the other side.
Well, a timeout called. 56-48 Caledonia lead this one. They've had a little bit of momentum, but Bristol trying to work their way back into the game. Remember, this is one of 3 games going on today. The other one is just about to get underway. London Lions taking on the Plymouth City Patriots at the Copper Box. And followed at 6 p.m. Azania and I will be back for Cheshire and their triumphant return after the trophy success last week. Newcastle Eagles in town. That one tips off at 6 p.m.
Cheshire was fantastic at the trophy finals, Dan. I just really enjoyed their style of play, the effort. You could see they were well coached, the execution. And there's the highlights you can watch
make
on
sure
YouTube.
you subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can get the highlights of all the games, including Cheshire's game against Manchester last night, where they were rampant, particularly in the first half. 60 points, absolutely flying. Eased off a little bit in the second half, but still a comfortable win for the Knicks.
A double header weekends, isn't it? For all these teams, really.
Yeah, it was a good day for the road teams yesterday, with Leicester and Cheshire both getting about the 60-point mark in the first half and winning relatively comfortable. It's nearly a chance for an offensive put back on a missed free throw. You don't see that very often, but it's a good start for the home teams today. Thus far, Caledonia leading. Johnson under pressure. Has to bail out of the shot, throws it away. And there we go. Trajan Jacob driving hard to the hole. I think our cameraman might have took a charge there.
Yeah. He's on a wheelie chair anyway, so he's all right.
Well, you say that, but
yeah, I'm sure he's got a heavy camera.
It's not you that's got Trajan Jacob smashing into it.
Fair, true.
That's a tough shot there from Johnson. Oh, but it gets a friendly bounce and drops in for 3.
Home bounce it is. Puts them back up 9.
Shot clock is off. Bristol trying to get one last score in this quarter. Eat into this Caledonia 9-point lead. Johnson's going to take a 3. He doesn't get as friendly a bounce. Bothwell from 3-quarter court heaves it, and it does not go. So we got 10 minutes left in this one. Caledonia lead 59-50, and we will be right back after this break. Well, a double-double for Brad Green in this one. 14 rebounds to go with his 10 points, but his team trail by 9. Don't forget, we showed you how you vote at halftime for the All-Star game. If you fancy a bit of Brad Green in the All-Star game, you can go and vote for him or any of the players out on court today at the British Basketball League website. Here's Thomas Edwards for 3, and he knocks it down, and a perfect start to the 4th quarter for the Gladiators.
Yeah, and he doesn't shoot many, but he does have that in his arsenal.
Did I say Gladiators when I meant Flyers there? Correct myself, sorry.
Oh, that's all right. I should have really done it for you.
Well, Bothwell down the lane, and that will count, and a swipe down from Trajan Jacobs. Call for the foul as well, his 3rd, and a bonus free throw coming.
Lovely left-hand layup, look at this. With him riding on his hip, swipes down easy. Cool, and a little tiny flex by him, but he'll go to the line. Wonderful drive.
He's not had his best shooting game of his British Basketball League career. I think that's fair to say, but he's got plenty of contribution with 9 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists. Ollison back to Johnson. Over to Thomas Edwards, puts it on the floor, looks to attack. A little short, trying to get his own rebound, but Johnson comes away with it. Whelan now, back to Kyle Johnson at the free throw line. He knew that was off, but he couldn't beat Brad Green to the rebound. Three ball is off the back iron and all the way out of bounds for a Caledonia ball. Still go back to, they need to make a few shots, Bristol.
They do. Need to just lock in this last 8 minutes and a half. Just make it difficult. They need stops, really. A little too easy for Caledonia, especially getting to the rim.
Moore, top of the key, rims out. Stop there for Bristol. Here comes Jacob, pushing it hard, kicks out. Ollison lines up a triple. Another offensive rebound.
Great footwork.
No second chance points. Another offensive rebound. And this time they'll cycle back out. Jacob for 3, misses everything. See, that's my thing, is they've worn them down. They've got a couple of goes at it, but they've not scored.
Yeah, I'm surprised Brad Green passed that rebound out. It was right there, put it back in.
Whelan backs out for 3, off the iron for that. Often Moore with the rebound. Oh, he nearly loses it. Malcolm, Whelan, Johnson. Kyle Johnson for 3.
Great basketball by Caledonia, sharing the ball, making the defense have to work. Wow, good job by them.
Foul called on the drive, so that'll be 2 free throws. Just a little bump. He's done well in the air. Body control to get the shot away. Keedy Johnson will go to the line for 2. Johnson makes the front end, trying to cut it down to 10. That's deflected out of bounds and will stay with the Gladiators. Out to Johnson. Johnson gets to the free throw line. Malcolm trying to keep it alive. Who'd that touch last? Must have been Green, because it's going to be a Caledonia ball, and there is Malcolm again doing something that doesn't show up in the stat sheet, but gets possession for his team.
Look, jumps up there with Brad Green on his back and gets it, the ball back for Caledonia. Wonderful job.
Well, they didn't have it for very long, did they? Here's Johnson using all his athleticism there. And there's a foul called. I must confess, I didn't quite see what the infringement was on that. A push maybe, but it's going to go back the other way. Well, the Caledonia women's team watching from the baseline. They had a great win earlier today, beating Oakland's.
The Lady Gladiators.
Won that game comfortably, didn't they? We sort of pulled away, won by, I think it was 24 or 26 in the end.
Wilson says finally.
Yeah. 6:27 to go in this one. The question is whether Bristol have enough of a run in it for them.
Well,
they've only got 54 points to this point. They're going to need another 20 if they're going to win this game, aren't they, really?
Well, a few more shots like that as Ollison looks up to the gods and says, thank you, Jesus, it's finally gone in. And if they're going to make a run, like you said, 6 minutes 27 is still enough time, Dan, to chip away. But they've got to lock in and they've got to make chippy plays, and it's got to be on the defensive end.
Well, Gareth Murray calling a timeout. His team lead by 8, and it's one of those weird things where 8 points in a game like this feels like more than if we were currently sitting at 85-77 and it was 8 points, you'd say, oh, it's nothing. But in a game where they've only got 57 points to this point, 8 feels like a lot.
It does. But we know that Bristol is a fast
They are
team.
a streaky team.
Yeah,
they can put up
team.
numbers. Seen them do it this season. A few occasions. Late in games, making a run at it. That Sheffield game that went to overtime. Bothwell crosses midcourt. Tipped away by Lucas. Kyle Johnson gets to Ali Hodgic, who had a lot of space there to toss that one in.
Space and time. And a floater. Joe's done a wonderful job.
16 points now for Faro Ali Hodgic.
It's the stat line also 7 from 10 on the floor.
And there's still a long way to go, but it's a long standby for player of the game, Azania. You've got, oof, that'll hurt. Bothwell seems to be okay, hit the deck hard.
Let's have a look. Bodies flying. Bothwell gets hit.
Well, everybody up and ready to go. But not an easy pick for that. If you want to help Azania out, if you are watching in the YouTube channel, you can throw out some comments as to who you think might be player of the game.
I'll go have a look now, actually.
So get them in quick.
Gonna go see who's in the chat. May as well.
Here's Bothwell to Kyle Johnson backing down. Rattles about and in. And Kyle Johnson now into double figures. 10 useful points off the bench for him. Oh, and it's broken up by Bothwell. He's going to run it back. They're all chasing him, and it's blocked from behind. They still have it, though. Ali Hodzic is able to make sure they get the points.
Poliza.
Oh, Poliza, sorry. My mistake. Yeah, thank you.
No, it's okay. I was excited. Good job by Caledonia, even with the block.
There's Green in off the glass.
No, it's 44%. Number one is Ali Hodzic in the chat, so I'll keep an eye on that.
Okay. Ooh, poked away by Kyle Johnson. Well, Ali Hodzic has got the... Well, it's 71-59 here. Timeout is called. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Play Sport in East Kilbride, where the home fans are hoping for a home win, and it's looking pretty good at the moment as they lead 71-59 with 4:42 to go in this one.
This is a brand new arena added this season, and I really like it. They've got a little fan zone out the back, don't they?
Yeah.
Where you can come in and have your pre-drinks and meal. Kind of like that experience.
That's the key, isn't it? Making it an experience. Here's Thomas Edwards in the corner for three. And Onwas pulled in the rebound.
Talking about experience, I did see a 25K ticket to go see the Brooklyn Nets. Have you seen that?
No.
Yeah, it's like a full course meal, and then you know, you go in the VIP entrance. I thought, but 25 grand.
I'd want them to come and play in my back garden. It'd be easier. Here's Thomas Edwards pushing, although there's only one basket in my back garden, so they'd have to flip around. I'd have to move the gazebo as well.
And nobody's got 25 grand either. Good job by Thomas Edwards.
Oh, they've got to find some way here, Bristol, of getting enough points. They scored 24 points in the first quarter. They scored 26 in the second and third combined, and that is point number 10 in this quarter. Offense has really dried up from the opening stages for Coach Kapoulas and his team.
Hits the second. Just kind of struggling now, Bristol, right? It's completely flipped the game on the head, where they came out in the first with energy, full on. But Caledonia weathered the storm, excuse me.
Ooh, bar of soap there out of Poliza's hands. And that might be a way back in the game. A few easy run-outs. That's a way to get the scoreboard ticking. Again, it's only 8, which is not very many, but as I say, they'd only scored 10 in the quarter through 6 minutes.
Well, and you can't go back and forth.
Yeah.
Caledonia, you've got to get stops.
You've got to get stops.
Yeah.
They're running out of time, so they need to string a few consecutive scores together. Bradley gets a friendly roll. Paliza out to Whelan. Long offense is the order of the day for Caledonia. Now they've got to think about the shot. He stepped on the line there. Almost with an unfortunate turnover. Bristol with a chance to cut it to 6, maybe even 5. Here's Bradley for 3. Oh, that was the shot, wasn't it? 2.5 minutes to go, that goes in. It's really game on. Oh, they've stolen it away, though. And here's a chance for a layup. Oh, I thought for a second Gareth Murray was going to call a timeout, but he's going to let them play. It's down to 6.
Yeah, they put on that full court press, managed to turn over the ball. There it is, 12 steals to just 5 of Caledonia.
Hodgins just hobbling out of that screen. Bothwell gets into the key. Can't convert, it's batted out all the way to Onwas. And again, take all of these 14 seconds they get for the reset. Ali Hodgic has to go now. And the foul goes against Levi Bradley. Foul's on the floor, though, and neither team over the limit, so it's going to be an end-line ball. Bothwell gets it into Paliza. Bradley's on 4, not 5. Just in case you're wondering. Hence why he's still on court. Here he is, looking for 3 and finding it. And it's a 3-point game, and maybe Bristol have got this last run in them.
They sure do. Look at this 3. Nice behind the back. Top of the 3-point line. Exactly what they needed. I knew there was enough time to make a push. Caledonia need to look after the ball here.
Well, big play here for Caledonia, trying to get it back to a 2-possession game. Onwas throwing it in, huge, and getting the score they needed.
Big drive by Onwas, takes on Thomas Edwards. Wow, lovely finish.
Well, the fans get to their feet, as they always do here for the final minute of the game. There's another open 3. Oh, Allison overcooks it, and Whelan gets the rebound, and have they survived the late scare here? Onwas driving into traffic, and I think that will now be the 5th foul on Bradley. He's walking over towards the bench, and it is his foul. You can see just a little push in the back. And he is
done.
Finished for the day.
Yep, warm up the bus, because that's your end of the day. He did, you know, struggle with those fouls. Good push by Bristol. This is what I was waiting for pretty much the whole quarter. In my opinion. You know, they got it to 8, then they just didn't manage to string some events together, but they're going to call a timeout.
Well, Coach Kapoulis going to draw something up here. It's always an interesting thing. You call a timeout before the free throws and make almost think about them for another minute, icing the shooter, or do you call it after the free throws, and then you've got the opportunity to advance the ball, but obviously if he doesn't make the second free throw, you don't get the timeout. the chance to become the 6th player, by the way, in double figures for Caledonia, which doesn't help Azania's
I know.
MVP choice.
Yeah, I'm cutting my stats right now. And I'm
Almost also has the best index as well. If he gets into double figures here, he'll have a double-double because he's got 11 rebounds, he's got 5 assists and 2 steals.
I know.
Definitely a candidate.
And I really loved Ali Hodic's style.
You know what Whelan brings every game, and he's brought that again. 16 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. I'm not making it, I'm not helping, am I?
No.
I'm not helping you.
But I do have the final say, so
There is that.
could be him.
Well, almost at the free throw line. Trying to get himself a double-double, but more importantly, trying to stretch his team's lead to 3 possessions. Oh, he's missed the first. So whatever happens, Bristol are only going to be 2 shots behind here with 38 seconds to go. There is his double-double, 10 points, 11 rebounds. Defense, the cry from the home fans. Bristol need a quick score, preferably a 3. Jacob driving into traffic. He went up and down with it. Great defensive play. There's Olmas again, doing it at both ends of the floor. Coming up with a defensive stop for his team. Comes with the help defense.
Yeah. And smothers the ball, gets the turnover.
And with less than 24 seconds to go, Caledonia are on the brink of victory here. A victory that you would say in the first 5 minutes didn't look very likely. But once they got going in the second quarter, they have been the better team. Need to get the ball in first, to get it into Olmas, who runs away. They're trying to run a bit of clock. But they do need to get it over the halfway line. Oh, it's stolen away. What a disaster. And 1. Oh, my goodness. Keedy Johnson, what a play. Comes up with the steal. Lays it in through the contact. Police are just in an awful mess. Stolen away, and then almost went for the ball, then tried to get out of the way. It was too late.
One last push. I thought the time was, you know, running out on Bristol, but they push in.
Well, if Caledonia get the ball into the front court, the game was over, but suddenly it could be a 3-point game if this goes in. He's missed it. I think that was Jacob that batted it out of bounds. Yes, it was. And Gareth Murray's going to call a timeout here, and I think this timeout is solely to advance the ball into the front court.
So.
Because at least if you turn the ball over in the front court, they've got 60 feet to run for a layup rather than 6.
Yeah, and just this is what's so important with basketball. You might think you've won, but you've got to stay, you have to concentrate, make sure you're focused, because a team like a Bristol Flyers can come at you in waves and steal and score the ball very quickly. Coach Gareth will draw up a play to get the ball in bounds.
Mind you wonder why Police has got the ball in this situation. He never brings the ball up. He never plays point guard. Obviously, they've got Bothwell out there. Sometimes we've seen Whelan do it. DeBose is obviously injured. So you've put a guy in a position he's not used to being in, with a little pesky guard nipping around him.
Yeah, and they could see that, right, Bristol?
Yeah.
And they're quite risky with the ball. They are gonna dive at you and hack and try and get that still, which they do. 14.1 seconds still, you know, can happen.
Yeah, it can.
I've seen it before. I've been a part of it, to be honest.
Well, there was a spate 2 years ago of 5-second violations in this position. Bristol committed loads of them down at the Wise, I remember. There's a real Achilles heel. Getting the ball in is not a guarantee here, so job number 1 for Onwas. Get it in inside 5 seconds and get it to a teammate. Almost does get it in. Oh, they've thrown it away again. Johnson, did he not get back in? He obviously hadn't established himself back in. Well, that could have been a disaster. He jumped back in, and he must have touched the ball before he'd re-established himself inside the court. And maybe Caledonia have dodged it there. They've got to get it in a second time, though. Onwas gets it to Paliza, and this time he says, I'm not passing it to anybody. Foul me and I'll take some shots. Well, that was a moment, wasn't it, really, there for Bristol? Oh, actually, he won't. Oh, he will take some shots. I thought for a second it was sideline, but it is. And referee McKelvey just explaining to Andreas Kapoulis about that sideline possession. I mean, down 4 on a live ball with about 11 seconds to go. It's still, you need a lot of things to happen, but
Yeah.
they had the ball, or they had the potential for the ball. As Paliza has made them both, and Kapoulis will call a timeout to advance the ball. And sometimes in this situation you go, oh, this is a bit hopeful from the coach, isn't it? He's thinking, what are they? But actually, they've forced a turnover and nearly forced a turnover on the last 2 plays. So he's thinking, quick 3, maybe lose. What are you going to lose? 3-4 seconds if you can get a catch and shoot. So there'll still be 5 seconds left. Steal on the inbound, hit a 3, send it to overtime. Happy days. Easy, isn't it?
Just like that.
Just like that.
But also, okay, bigger picture, it's good to learn in these moments. And, you know, there's not many times that you can put and replicate this stress of a game and execute. But good job by Bristol. They're really pushing Gladiators to the very end to get over the finish line.
Giving them all the information he can. The important thing is, really, the first guy to touch the ball has to shoot it, and he has to make it. It won't always be option 1. But option 2 or 3 or 4 has to be ready. Gladiators fans, with all these timeouts, have been stood for a long time in this last minute.
Well, they stood for a long time at the beginning of the game.
The first score as well. It's good for you standing, isn't it?
Yes.
Here's the Flyers ball. Lobbed across. He just about gets there, and that was a desperate hope for a foul on a shot that wasn't coming. Caledonia come away with it, and that will do it. And the Caledonia Gladiators have beaten the Bristol Flyers 78-72. And you have to say, Bristol played really well at the beginning of the game. They played pretty well at the end of the game, but there was a long stretch in between where Gareth Murray's team were on top and deserved the win.
Much, much better. And overall, and that's all you need to do is add a bunch of plays together to get the win. And you know what? There's my man. There's the guy that I'm going to give player of the game. 10 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals. Mr. Onwas, he was incredible. And that last play at the end there, where he caused the turnover, the travel, a well-rounded game, a double-double, strong day at the office for him.
And he got 3 important points at the end of the game as well. When you only win by 6, those ones all add up as well. And that was an important win for the Caledonia Gladiators to defend home court against a good team like Bristol. And they've been able to do that here today. Let's have a look at the stats for today's game. And, well, one of the key factors is making more shots than the opponents, and the way the Caledonia Gladiators were able to do that was getting to the free throw line. 17 of 21 from the free throw line.
But how they let Bristol come back into the game is that 17 turnovers, Dan. They left the door open but managed to get it done. And then also that rebounding game helped them 53-41. They did wonderful. Also Bristol with those 13 steals.
And what they did was they gave Bristol a bit of their own medicine, crashed the offensive glass, 15 offensive rebounds, 12 second chance points, matched the Flyers in that category, which is important for them to do today to be able to win this game. And it's, well, a chance for them to celebrate. Obviously, they get last week out of the memory. They now focus totally on the league, and it's important for Gareth and his team. They want to be right at the top end of the table to get them the best seeding they can.
Yeah, and a really good team win today. Bothwell with 10 onwards. Obviously, I picked him. Whedon with his 16. Ali Hodgic, let's give him a shout out because he was incredible. There he is, helping his son put the ball in the bucket. So well done, a real team job. Like you said, they bounced back from last week.
Well, let's have a look at all of the results so far this weekend in the British Basketball League. It began with a road win for Plymouth in Manchester, and Surrey beating Sheffield on Friday night, and London away at Newcastle with a big win. 2 away wins yesterday as well. Leicester and Cheshire both winning on the road. A home win so far for the Caledonia Gladiators. They are level at 36 at the Copper Box. And don't forget, Azania and I will be back at 6 p.m. for Cheshire against Newcastle. Let's have a look how the standings are right now. Obviously, Cheshire will have a chance later to draw level with Caledonia in second place, but the Gladiators currently with 14 wins, a 12th defeat of the season for the Bristol Flyers. Azania, we've obviously got Cheshire up next. They were great last night. They were superb through all of the trophy. They're coming home with the trophy. This is one where they will feel they have to win against a very good Newcastle team.
Yeah, they're looking like a well-oiled machine. I think they're playing with lots of confidence coming off of their win of the trophy, so that's going to be an exciting game to watch.
Well, we'll be back at 6 p.m. for that one, but for now, goodbye.